Hello, so today we're going to be playing another game of Set 12 PBE. I'm doing this VOD review live on Twitch, so if you're in the Twitch chat, you can say hi. If you are a YouTube viewer, you can stop by the Twitch channel. I usually play live, and I usually play live a lot of the time, but you know, in this case, I'm just doing the VOD reviews live because I played a bunch offline, just because of the way my timing of my days kind of worked out. But anyways, this is going to be me commentating in post instead of me commentating while I'm playing, which I did a couple of them. It's kind of like alternating based on how I record the videos, just because it's at 12. I don't think it's like, you know, that important that I point out every intricate nuance of the comps, because a lot of the things are changing. Some units that might look really strong might be absolutely piss weak when the set actually releases, you know, stuff like that. Anyways, make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more Set 12 TFT content. I'm trying to post daily. I might even post multiple videos per day, which is what I'm trying to do, just because Set 12, the PBE changes so fast that some of the videos might become irrelevant. So I just want to like shove them out as soon as possible because I have been playing a bunch. Anyways, so here we go. There's 3 Blitzcranks. I might as well just buy Blitzcrank. I think in this game, ooh, do I not buy the Blitzcranks? If I don't buy these Blitzcrank, I'm gonna cry. Okay, nice. I bought them. What I was going to say is that I'm pretty sure this video, I do Blitzcrank Hero Augment. So if you want to see the Blitzcrank Hero Augment, I think it's like okay. It doesn't seem insanely strong, but it's like not that incredible. It is a Trainer Sentinel or Trainer Golem that they call them now. Patch, so I want to play towards Arcana, because I think that would be pretty good. Draconic Mastery seems pretty interesting, because I can play Dragons with Arcana and like play like some kind of tempo board. But then I hit Zap Attack, right? I already have a Blitzcrank too. Now I don't have like a Honeymancer style board, which kind of sucks, because my Trainer Sentinel isn't very honey focused. But I'm kind of down, right? I have a Hunter emblem, so I can easily just play towards somebody. So I want to reroll all the Honeymancers. So I buy all my units and then I reroll my shop with 1 cost, right? Because of the charm. So that's what you can do. It's like a free reroll that gives you all 1 cost, so it's good. And I can play Honeymancer with Frost. I feel like Frost synergizes really well with a lot of these reroll comps, because a lot of the reroll comps, like I think I was showing like last video, was like the Jinx reroll, but you can just play like Hunters. I think the thing with Frost that I think appeals to it so easily is that like it has all of the defensive traits, right? I think there's only 2 of them that are like that. I think Chrono has all the defensive traits, and Frost does, but Chrono's really hard to hit because like besides like Shapeshifter, like your other defensive traits are a little bit later, right? Like Vanguard is Vanguard's a 2 cost. I guess it can work out. It's just kind of I feel like it doesn't synergize as well. I think maybe the idea is that like Frost works with a lot of the AD lines, and then Chrono works, sorry, not Chrono, Portal is what I meant to talk about. Portal works with the AP lines, right? I think that's like the idea behind the set, in terms of like the defensive traits and how they're spread out. But anyways, regardless of all of that, I want to play around Vanguards because I have Blitzcrank. I don't have a Vanguard emblem, which kind of sucks. I think with this trait, so I'll wait till I hover it again. But basically the Blitzcrank does like AoE damage. So for my Blitzcrank, I really want to give him defensive stats, but I also want to give him a Spark, right? I think Spark will, here we go. Let's stop. So your 2-star Blitzcrank, you're getting 2-star Blitzcrank. Your strongest Blitzcrank becomes supercharged, dealing magic damage to 2 nearby enemies every 4 seconds and on every ability cast. So I think you just build him like a tank. I don't know his exact abilities, but I think he heals, and with Vanguard you get a health shield anyways. I kind of want to build this Blitzcrank with a Spark because he basically like does AoE damage now, so the Spark will spread that damage really nicely. And you probably want to build him like AP tank items is what I would think. We'll hover over Blitzcrank and we'll see. I think the problem this game is that I have a really hard time capping out my board because I don't have a Honeymancy emblem on my Trainer Golem, right? It just kind of worked out this way that I'm playing this type of comp with Blitzcrank Hero, but that's because I hit Blitzcrank Hero, and even though other people are probably playing Honeymancy, I'm forcing it because I want to try out the Blitzcrank Hero Augment, right? I feel like all the Hero Augments are like giga busted again. I feel like every single time I see a Hero Augment, it's like a guaranteed top 4. I don't know how it's gonna work out like when the lobbies are less like fake, like when the lobbies are a little bit nicer. But here, what I'm thinking is I'll just play around Arcana. Ideally, I hit 3-star everything. Ari scales. If with Ari, if you hit a bunch of 3 stars, you gain more AP. Ari's trait is that you gain AP for every 3-star. So my Blitzcrank is gonna be giga juiced, right? Oh, here we go. So this is what I was reading, right? So every 4 seconds and every ability cast, you deal magic damage to 2 closest enemies. So now, wait, isn't that what that guy says? Oh, I guess this is like the new passive. His active is that he gains a health shield for 6 seconds. So I guess maybe you put healing on him. I don't think he needs healing though. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Your strongest Blitzcrank becomes supercharged, dealing magic damage to 2 nearby enemies every 4 seconds on every ability cast. Okay, so they just put it now in the thing. So besides that, he just gains AP. I don't know. I think it's like AP. Maybe you put healing on him, or you give somebody else a gunblade. I don't know exact item build. Because he's a Vanguard. Vanguard makes it so that you have health shield. So I feel like you definitely want to build armor MR, right? I feel like it would be better to make like full tank on him, right? So like Spark, Declaw, Bramble, right? I think that's my ideal build if I have to tell you, right? The reason is that Vanguard gives you a health shield, so you'll be able to recover health while you have the health shield out. Because it gives you a health shield and it reduces the amount of damage that you take. You want to build armor and MR because you don't have armor and MR, right? You gain a little bit with Bastion if you can tech in Bastion after playing Nunu, but it's just a little bit awkward, right? I think the AP is a little bit bait, but maybe there's like a build where you just build like all AP tank items. So you build like what's it called? You build Crown Guard, Adaptive Helm, like stuff like that. But I don't think so. But anyways, here I want to play. I'm kind of disavowing the Chrono Emblem. I don't really know how to play around it with these particular comps. And I basically just want to play Arcana. I want to 3-star all of these. Usually when you're playing Honeymancy, you reroll everybody. If you haven't seen with Honeymancy, the bees, right? With the bees, what you do is they gain these little bees, right? They do extra damage based on how much damage they're doing, as well as how much damage they take. So because it's based also on how much damage they take, you just want to reroll all of these units because they scale really hard with their damage that they give with the bees. So usually just reroll for all of them, right? They're all low cost units. And then Vigor is a 3 cost, which is very strong. And usually you cap out your board around Vigor 3 and having Vigor with Mage, and Vigor does most of your damage towards the late game, right? Because Vigor is very strong. I think the bees are all very strong. The problem is there is somebody with a Honeymancy emblem, so they're going to be playing around all of these units as well. It makes it really hard to hit. I started the game with 6 Blitzcranks, but I can't really roll right now. Because I have the hero augment as well, and I'm holding on to a bunch of the units, it's hard to like sack, so I'm not even making like full streak gold. And I am finding a lot of copies of the units, but it's just not the ideal copies, right? So here I should probably just sell Hecarim. I'm holding on to Hecarim for later. Oh, I could sell this guy actually. I don't know if that's the right choice, because I want to play my board that I want to play around the trainer golem is with 4 Arcana. So, you know, and also like it doesn't work on the golem, the Arcana selector. I thought that I can use it off this emblem, but I can't. So, you know, it is what it is. I don't know if that's a bug or intentional, because that would have given this guy Omnivamp, and then I could have just built like full tank without having to worry too much. But yeah, look, this guy's like learning to spell, and he's playing around in canters, and he's playing bees as well. It's like the whole lobby is kind of holding on to some of these bee units, which makes it really difficult because I wanted to 3-star everybody and reroll all of them, but I don't think I will, right? So I think the relative strength of this comp is going to be a little bit lower than if you were like Blitzcrank hero and uncontested bees, right? I think bees though, I don't know, because I think like whenever you have like a popular like cute trait, as well as like I know this is gonna sound really lame, but whenever there's a trait where it's very easy to tell what the units are, when the set releases, that's usually the one that everybody goes for, right? So when you look at the bees, it's very easy when you look at the shop to know that that unit is a bee unit that you just click on, right? So it's a very easy reroll to do because you just look in the shop, and it's very easy when you see like a giant yellow bumblebee. It doesn't even matter what the unit is, like you don't even have to recognize the unit. You just say, oh, that's a bee, and you just click it. And I think those comps are always the ones that are the most contested. The same with like stuff like Frost, right? Frost is really strong, but it's also really easy because it's very distinguished from the other ones, right? Like this guy who's Dragon Hunter, it's very hard to play like a Hunter comp because it's hard to notice them all, right? Other units like I guess Eldritch is similar, but like a lot of them, like when they're like these dark colors and like very detailed, like compare these to just seeing like the Bumblebee, right? As soon as you see the bee, it's very easy to notice it. I think those ones are usually the ones that are very contested very often. I don't know exactly what items to make here. I didn't make Adaptive Helm. I could have maybe made Adaptive Helm. I just make Hodge and Stoneplate. I'm like, you know what? Let's just let him rock, right? I'm rolling here because it's level 4 odds. I'm trying to collect as many Blitzcranks as possible. I'm going to roll till around 30 gold, and I'm going to sit. Right? So now I have 2 items on him. We'll see how he does. I'm hitting a lot of these Honeymancy units, so I drop a little bit below 30 gold. I'm debating if I buy the Kog'Maw or not. The reason I just decide I might as well buy it because I need the damage to make sure I'm strong until late game. But it's just gonna be very difficult for me to hit all of the units because everybody's kind of like buying the same units, so to speak. So it's just a little bit awkward for me. I really want to make Spark, so that's why I'm holding on to this component, right? I could have made Adaptive Helm, but then I kill both my chances of Shred. Like I said, because the Blitzcrank does AoE, I feel like him doing AoE with a Spark as well as doing a bunch of damage with it, I think that synergizes really well, right? If I had my best choice of items, would have been like something like Dragon Claw, because it gives him some Dragon Claw is probably better than Hodge just because I don't really care about the damage. The Dragon Claw will give healing anyways, so like Dragon Claw or Redemption would be nice. Probably Dragon Claw is better. If I'm making Dragon Claw, it's probably like Bramble or even Crown Guard. You want to have a Chainmail component because you want to have magic resist as well as armor for attack resist, right? And then Spark, because Spark basically like with the AoE and doing the damage is just good, right? So we'll see how it works. We'll see how it works out. So like I said, I think this is a very suboptimal build, but you should note that I'm contested, right? There's people holding on to the B units a lot, so it's very hard for me to hit some of these units, right? I still don't have Blitzcrank 3 at stage 3 too, so it's not particularly high roll, right? I started the game with 6, right? Because I got 3 off the item, and I got 3 more here. This guy's also scaling like crazy. I think this guy's going to be insanely strong because he's already at 4 cake stacks, right? Because he started the game with 4 sugar, right? He is so strong. And he has an item. He's already building towards like Gwen items. Holy shit. Like this guy's going to be a menace. But anyways, that's a separate issue. So just note that like when you watch this hero augment, a lot of things are suboptimal. I could have maybe made better items. Like I could have made it, like what could I have done differently? I could have done Redemption instead of Hodge. Yeah, it was probably just Redemption instead of Hodge. I could have done Redemption. I could have done Redemption, Stoneplate, Crown Guard, or sorry, Heartsteel. I think that would have been better item combination. I think I just really wanted to hold on to this. So I didn't want to make Dragon Claw because I really want to make Spark. But I wonder if not making Spark, I could have like made like something else, right? I think I just got really caught up on the AoE. Spark might not even be that insane, but I think it's the right choice. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think I do really good until late game, and then I fall off really hard at one point. So like right now, I'm like barely keeping up, but it's a hero augment, so I expect to be very strong. I'm doing pretty good, right? It's stage 3 and I'm streaking, and I don't even have Blitz 3. So, you know, if I just hit the Blitz 3, I'm kind of like, it's kind of like, you know, we just win out, right? I also don't even have my board yet. I think my board doesn't synergize well because I want to level up a lot because of my trainer golem, but I also want to reroll all of these B units, but I think I just won't hit the B units because there's other people holding them, right? But if I can get to a point where I'm playing like imagine ideally in the perfect world, I play level 7, 5 Bs, 3-star, Ari, plus like 30 AP, because she gives a bunch of AP for every 3-star that you hit. I made Spark. That was my original plan. So, you know, I have Hodge this instead of Declaw Bramble, but you know, it is what it is. But imagine if I make it to like late game. If I'm late game and I'm like 3-star everybody, right? Imagine if like a lot of times you'll see like the B people, they'll at least 3-star everybody but Viger very easily. So all of these 3-starred plus Ahri, right? That was my goal, because what Ahri does is with Arcana basically gives you team-wide buffs. And then you select which Arcana you want those buffs to be, and then as you scale up Arcana, you get more, you scale up those buffs, basically. So what Ahri does is every 3 cost that you have, your team gains AP. So it's basically like you tech her in with a reroll line, and then you just get a bunch of AP with that reroll line. Hecarim is like, you gain damage amps, you gain like attack damage as well as defense. Like, you know, like you take less damage. And then I think the other guy is Jazz. Is basically like Jazz. Here I'm rolling pretty deep. I have a lesser duplicator, so I'm just rolling for 1 Blitzcrank. I sell the Ahri, get the Blitzcrank 3. Thank you, Charm, for giving me a duplicator. Grab a Viger. But as you can see, I'm level 5, very low. I have like, I'm still 3 off Ziggs. I don't even think I'm gonna hit that. I have like no Nunus. I have none of this guy. I have like 2 Vigers, right? I'm so far off of everybody else that I'm in a pretty bad spot, right? A lot of times you're a little bit better off than this, because you're basically slow rolling on stage 3, level 5. But I rolled early to try and hit the Blitzcranks on level 4, so I didn't hit the other dudes. I think that you still have to roll, even with this hero augment, I feel like you still have to roll on level 5, because you have to hit the rest of the dudes as well, instead of rolling on level 4. And you just econ max and you just slow roll on level 5. But it just feels really bad, because if you never hit this Blitzcrank 3 on level 5, it's pretty bad. But your odds are still decent. They're not that bad on level 5. I don't know. I think it's a low roll on level 5 comp, right? This is typically what you see. And you're trying to balance, like, even though it's not the best 2 cost odds and not best 5 cost odds, you're trying to balance to basically just roll for all of these guys. And you 3-star everybody, and then you kind of pop off. Because the way that they work with their damage amp, you want them to be super tanky, so you want them all to be 3 stars, and you want them all to like basically like dish out damage as well, because the B trait works really well in terms of like all of them doing a bunch of damage. Here I just level. I put in Arcana and Bastion, so I gain a little bit of tankiness. I still don't have Vanguard in, which kind of sucks. Hecarim basically just gives damage amp and damage reduction. Or not damage amp, he gives like AD and damage reduction. So it's like, it's all okay. It's not the end of the world, it's not the worst, but it's not necessarily the best. Yeah, and that's like my late game comp. See, that's like a level 9 board, right? Ideally, what I was hoping for is that I hit a lot of these a lot easier, and I had like a couple 3-stars. Then I can tech in Ahri instead of Hecarim. Or I can level to 7, tech in both of them, and then put in give myself a bunch of AP that will then carry me to level 9, because I have my 3-stars anyways, and I'm really strong, and then I just make it. As you can see, the Blitzcrank is going infinite. I'm winning a lot of these fights, right? I haven't lost a fight in 10 rounds. The problem is, it's like as soon as people get online, there's a lot of people that haven't fully unlocked the potential of their dummy, because they have to level up, they have to get a bunch of traits in, etc. So, you know, we might be able... I just take Ascension here. The other 2 options were really shit, and I didn't want to re-roll it. But yeah, this Blitzcrank augment seems really broken, right? I've been talking a lot about it, of how, okay, I didn't cap out, I didn't do this. I'm kind of giving my thought process on the way there. Here I just level a 7. It's a pretty big spike. I don't think the Hecarim does that much for my team. So I might just switch to the Ahri and just give this guy a little bit more AP. I think that's what I'm trying to check here. Right, if you look at Arcana, yeah, see, so this is what I mean. You gain attack damage and durability. So I don't really need durability that much, because I feel like I'm tanky enough as is. But AP will help scale this guy in terms of how much damage he's doing to like the nearby enemies. And he has like AoE damage, so I'm kind of down. The Sugarcraft guy hits like, I don't know what this Sugarcraft trait is, but whatever, I guess. Yeah, that's cool. So this guy's going to be very strong. It just might not be strong right now. And he has a lot of item components, which is really cool. So I think that's like a really nice Sugarcraft thing. I have Ascension. Ascension kicks in. My BLITZCRANK just walks up and just does a bunch of damage. BLITZCRANK doing like 10k for a 1-star. That's pretty good. I don't even think my board is that high capped, but you know, we're pretty happy with how BLITZCRANK is doing here. Like I said, I really want to fit in the extra Arcana units, right? I think hitting a Tahm Kench is what I wanted to play as my Vanguard to synergize with BLITZCRANK. I'm not sure, obviously I have a Trainer Sentinel, so it's a little bit different the way that I'm playing this. The chances are that if you're playing this normally, you basically just play 5 Honeymancy, and then you just play like 4 Vanguard when you level up, right? You just stack Vanguards to make sure your BLITZCRANK is just like Giga. Because a lot of times when you have a hero augment, you care less about like the auxiliary units, and you care more about making sure that that hero augment unit is getting maximum support from your team, right? So if you play like some high cost Vanguard units, you reroll everybody here like a normal Honeymancy board, because that just sets your board online. It gives you a bunch of damage, gives you a lot of base scaled attack, right, with all the extra Bs that you get. But then after that, you can just push levels, play a bunch of Vanguards, and then your BLITZCRANK can kind of just like sit there and 1v9 everybody, right? So here, as you can see, this is what I mean by like the healing wasn't that great. If my healing was a little bit better, I think I'm all right. I still win, right? This is why 5 Honeymancy is really important. As you can see, like the rest of my team is still doing a substantial chunk of damage. I think if I had better defensive damage on those. Also, I don't know what this is. Some potion thing? Maybe it's for scholars. I don't know what this augment is. Maybe it's a witchcraft augment. But I think that if I had better tank items on him, like Hodge I think is useless. If I had like a Dragon Claw instead that does healing, I think that would have been a little bit of a better choice there. Yeah, it's very fun. I think the thing is, like, what I'm noticing a lot is that like there's a lot of hero augments, or it feels like there's a lot of hero augments. Maybe there's not that many, but it feels like there's hero augments as well as like trait augments, and they're all like very, very strong. So I feel like if I'm ever not, I feel like this set, which is really unfortunate because I really don't like this, but I feel like this set is once again one of those sets where you're rewarded for committing early, right? If you just commit to a line and you get like a Giga augment that supports that line, you're way better off than if you like don't play like that. I'm debating which Arcana I should pick, right? Because I feel like a lot of the times, like if you just get like some enabling augment, you're just so strong. Also, this is the Bastion Callista board. I hate this board, right? I know that it's strong. I understand that people want to play it. This guy does not have a single Guinsoo, right? The Callista is an auto attacker. You need to give her like Guinsoos. Like, you won't see me play this board that much. I played it I kind of played it on the first video that I made when I was talking about like the Poppy line. That was like the first set 12 game that I played, and I hit the Poppy hero augment. And then I slowly figured out that I had to play Callista. Everybody's playing this Callista unit, and it pisses me off. Like, why are people contesting units in the I talk about this a lot. It's PBE, right? This is a beta. There's no like money on the line. There's no like, there's no thing. There's no like, you don't have to win. You know what I mean? It's to try out different things, force towards something, and then use it to learn, right? I feel like I don't learn as much when I'm in a lobby. I think in this lobby there's 2 people forcing Callista, right? And it's like I don't learn that much because it's like I understand that she's strong and you want to try it out, but if somebody else is playing Callista, like, we understand that it's a strong comp, right? Like, do we all have to power trip and try out the strong comp together because like me Callista now? It's like you're not learning anything. And I guess people, maybe they're just doing it to have fun. Like, they just find that fun, but it's just like I feel like my learning experience is hindered a lot, and I guess that's like difference in what people are looking for in playing the game of TFT, and I can respect that, but it doesn't mean that it's not annoying to me, right? It's like I'm trying to play the game, I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to like improve, I'm trying to like figure out, okay, what's a good comp, what's a meta comp, let me figure out this, let me try out this unit, let me try out this unit, and then every single game, like, there's people just forcing the same comp, and it's like, bro, it's like I know that comp's good. I want to see like other comps, right? Because whatever I'm learning, I want to look at other people and see what they're doing, right? I don't know. Hopefully one day, hopefully Callista gets nerfed. before release, because if not, I think that's going to be the lobbies in general of like the thing, because the fairy board giving you like an item that's really good also makes Callista really strong, because like a lot of times you basically don't even need a component. It's so much like when Kaisa and Senna are meta, and like in the last set with the Ink Shadows, it's like if you get a free item with a comp, a lot of times the free item comps are really good for tempo, but if the item is good, like if the item is really fucking strong, then the comp becomes insanely strong, because that's a whole item that you don't have to worry about components to make for, right? You can prioritize tank items, you can prioritize other items. It just helps your economy so well. And that's like the main thing. Here I roll a little bit. I'm just trying to hit some sort of upgrade, right? Maybe I can hit these Bs and I'll switch to Ari Arcana and I'll get some extra AP. That's my idea. But yeah, it just feels like very like lame. I remember I was watching Milk as well, and Milk was talking about it. I feel like a lot of people's experience is similar. Like if you queue into PBE and everybody's just playing the same comp and everybody's hard forcing the same comp, it makes it very miserable. I feel like the whole experience of PBE should be like everybody like trying different things and learning and like playing the set and testing stuff out, right? The whole point is like to find bugs as a community, to find bugs, to find out what's strong, to find out broken combinations so that it can be nerfed before the game starts. If everybody's just forcing the same comp just to power trip or like have fun in that way, I guess, like however you want to describe it, it's just like, okay, well, when the set's released and they nerf Callista, what about all the other units that were maybe broken? It's like, you know what I mean? Anyways, I'll stop complaining about it. It doesn't actually matter to me that much. I'm just explaining it because like I didn't have fun the last couple days playing PBE. I don't have somebody to put in, so I just put in an extra dude. That's my bad. I can probably just fit in a Chrono, which I should have just taken Vex. Because Chrono can give a little bit of extra stats, as well as Mage. Maybe I can fit in 3 Mage for this guy. Right? There's some kind of synergies that I can put in together to make this comp kind of a little bit more capped out. But like I said, I'm kind of just trying to fill the air here, because this BLITZCRANK, like, you know, this is a hero augment in its finest, you know, just not very balanced, just beating everybody's ass, right? I haven't really done anything this game, right? I don't even have good items on BLITZCRANK. I don't even have like really good backline units or anything. I'm just kind of like walking around killing everything. Alright, Kog'Maw 3. So we're finally online a little bit. The next champion you buy is free, so I'm just gonna buy a 4 cost probably. Yeah, like I think the comp, like this B comp, really requires Viger 3 as your main damage dealer. I think Kog'Maw is also very strong, but I'm not sure how to build Kog'Maw. I think you can make Kog'Maw carry work, but typically like your max cap is usually Viger, because I think like we'll see how it works out if Viger gets nerfed at all. But Viger with Mage is just so fucking strong, especially if you have Viger 3. So just stacking Mage afterwards is like so important a lot of the time. I'm also rolling because maybe I find what's his name, Tahm Kench, and then I can play a Tahm Kench, right? Because I want to play like that vertical Arcana. But yeah, this is Callista carry, you know, Callista with Bastions. What do you know? Except now they have a Pyromancy emblem on her, so you know that's cool as well. Gives her a lot of attack speed. I feel like it's a good synergy. Pretty sure the end of this game is just gonna be a bunch of Callista players. We're still stronger right now, but it's you gotta understand that the Callista players were also contested, so it's a little bit you know, I guess it evens out because I was also a little bit contested by some of the Honeymancy players, and now they died, so I'm hitting all of them. I should just grab this Callista for jokes. No, I'm joking. I'm last pick. Frontline item is probably okay. Morello maybe okay. I think Kog'Maw has built-in anti-heal a little bit, so you're not that bad, not in that bad of a spot. Here I hit a Xerath. I was just rolling for all my other units, so now I can't level for Xerath, but I really wanted to play like 5 Arcana with this build, right? And then I'm fully online. Xerath also gives you like access to better charms. So Xerath is like one of those units that seems like really useful for like a lot of boards as like a splash in. Because especially if you hit like some of the Giga charms. Some of them are like whatever, like they're not that useful, but some of them are just like broken. Like there's one of them that's like gain an Ornn artifact and a support item for like 30 gold or something. which is like a lot of gold, but still, it's like, hey, you want a whole ass gold augment for free? It's like, yeah, I guess so. And that's probably better than like leveling. This is Varus. This board is scary because this guy has execute, right? So he's just playing like vertical pyro. So, you know, I'm pretty sure I lose now. It's gonna be like my first loss in like forever. I did lose another fight at one point, so that was kind of bad as well. That was kind of like whatever as well. I lost a fight like right before neutrals. Tom Kench finally, right? That's what I really wanted to play. So here we go. This was what board I imagined on level 8, right? So I finally get Vanguard in for this guy. I have Ari. I have a couple 3-stars, right? If I hit Ziggs 3 also, I can also play towards that. This guy just gives you HP per trait, which is kind of like a jazzy vibe, right? Remember in set 10 there was jazz where it was like every trait that you have that's different, you gain HP. I don't think I need HP here. I have good tank stats, right? I have Bastion in, which gives a little bit of armor. I have tank items here. I have Unified, which gives me some more armor. I have Vanguard in, right? I think that I'm pretty okay with HP, so I'm not going to use the Tom Kench one. I think it's just always Ari for the AP. But there is an argument that maybe it's Hecarim as well. This is the Kalista player. Kalista no Gwynsu. I feel like it's very weak. You really want her to scale up her attack speed. But, you know, it's fine. Whatever. Let's go walk over and kill it. So I think it's this and the Varus player. I think the Varus player is so strong. Right? Oh, no, never mind. Just 2 Kalista players. So we have Kalista. We have 9 multi-striker Pyro with Kalista. I guess. Cool. And then we have the other Kalista player, which I think both of them are going to outcap me because they seem really far ahead. Right? Like, I was kind of like meandering. I wasted a bunch of my gold rolling for like Kog'Maw 3, which I don't think Kog'Maw 3 does as much as leveling up, and rolling for like Nunu 3. Right? So I'm talking about the roll down I just did on level 7. Right? So I'm not level 9, right? I also started the game off really broke because I didn't hit BLITZCRANK 3 and I rolled to like 30 gold. And I was like level 5 for most of the game rolling for BLITZCRANK. So I'm a little bit far behind. This is probably a good time to switch my items. I didn't really consider this. You know, I've been complaining about my BLITZCRANK items. I could easily have fixed my items right here. Because if you look at the charm that I have, it's remake your items charm. Right? Okay, just pick an item. Look, it's remake your items charm. I think I'm just too dumb to do it. See, I didn't notice it until later. What I could have done, I could have remade like everybody. I could have made Biss BLITZCRANK just to try it out to see how much of a difference it would make. This guy's scary because I think he's gonna be 5 pyro if he's not already 5 pyro. So 5 pyro has an execute threshold, and that's why I'm getting deleted so easily, right? Because as soon as my dudes drop below a certain HP, they just die, right? And this guy's scaling. It's actually a really insane build. This is actually a really cool Kalista build, I would say. Because not only does he have multi-striker that makes him like really strong, he has a Gwynsu which builds the attack speed. Pyro gives a lot of starting attack speed, so it synergizes really well with the Gwynsu. The Kalista's like online a lot earlier in the fight. And the Kalista also just gains like so much speed because she's killing every unit. So every turn he's gaining like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's gaining like 2% attack speed every turn. It's like pumping up Prismatic. Right? So it's pretty cool. And I don't think I can beat it. Like I said, I should have rearranged my items. I literally had the perfect charm to make better items. The problem is I don't really have that much of a carry. I want to level and just play the Xerath just because, like, you know, for fun. Right? I want to hit 5 Arcana and see if it makes that much of a difference or if it's really cool. But yeah, I feel like even this guy might outcap me now because he has a lot of fairy emblems, right? So he has like double fairy items. Everybody's upgraded expensive units, right? As you can see, my board's kind of slowly falling behind. It's because I really only have one unit that does damage, which is this. My Viger is really low damage output. So I think the BLITZCRANK, as you can see, lives, but he gets overwhelmed. These guys are getting sniped. I should have itemized Kog'Maw probably this game. I think when you roll for BLITZCRANK, you should just itemize Kog'Maw, honestly, because the Viger, I just never hit, right? I rolled on 7 as well, a lot. Like, I rolled a lot of gold on level 7. I didn't even find that many Vigers, right? It's just like, you know, it's okay. It is what it is. Vigor also works really well with reroll because Vigor scales off the charms that you buy. So if you're playing Honeymancy, what you want to do is you want to roll constantly, gather up charms so that your Vigor kind of scales his AP really harshly, which is really nice, by the way. Alright, so I think it's just gonna end up being a third. Even though I'm the highest HP, I'm basically free falling now. I've hit the max cap on my board. Ideally, it's 6-3, so a lot of these boards should have been dead by now, right? If you're playing like a normal tempo game. The thing with hero augments is they'll always be outcapped eventually, because you're playing a lot of dead units to support your one hero unit, and at one point, people are gonna have enough units that they're gonna be able to overwhelm your hero, right? That happens really commonly. As you can see, he's living, he's doing damage, right? But, you know, these other low-cost units that I have to support this guy's damage don't outweigh, like, multiple 4 cost and 5 cost, right? Like, this is a 5 cost 2-star, you know, Callista. Even though the Callista items aren't that great, Callista is just good in general, really broken or really strong right now in current PBE. So, you know, it's fine. We'll just settle with a third. But this was a BLITZCRANK hero augment. Hopefully that was somewhat enjoyable. Hopefully this was somewhat learnable. I'm just kind of showing all the hero augments, or I'm trying to show as many of the cool augments as I can, because I want you guys to kind of see them for yourselves, get a little bit of like a head start on, hey, this is something that might be in the set, right? Instead of just being surprised, like, oh, there's a hero augment for this guy. But like I said, I think you just build him like a tank. I think the extra AP you can get, you probably just tech in Ari after, and you have to roll for all Honeymancy. Honeymancy gives you a lot of damage as well, so building like a straight up tank and having him do AoE constantly, I think is like good enough with the Honeymancy for damage output. You could try and make like tank AP items like Crown Guard and those things like I was talking about before, but like I said, it's probably just like tank and then Vanguards, and then you just let him like stall out, and Vigor eventually cap out with like 3 mage and 3-star Vigor, and you should be fine, right? Yeah, I'm just getting deleted. This is not. I think I'm dead from 23. Like, did I kill anything? Oh no, I'm not dead. Nice. But yeah, I don't beat this guy either, so you know, it is what it is. Okay, let's just watch the last fight. Hopefully this is the last fight. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and just level to... I'm probably just going to sell stuff on my board and just level. Like, I don't think I win anyways. So I probably just level, sell Vigor, put in the other guy. Yeah. See, I have just enough gold to level for 5 Honeymancy. I'm just gonna itemize this guy and see what happens. Roll once or twice, see if I just hit a 2-star, whatever. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I lose anyways. I just wanted to try it out. So this I haven't played Xerath, I think, before this game. So if you watch how Xerath attacks, Xerath basically does like AoE and just like shoots multiple bullets like a mortar strike. See? Bang. It looks really cool. But yeah, it's just not that much damage output, but as you can see, it just like sprays everywhere. He or she, I don't know about Xerath, actually. I don't know if it's they, them. I'll use those words until I learn. But yeah, it's just a third. It's alright. So anyways, BLITZCRANK hero augment. Hopefully that was an enjoyable watch for you guys. Hopefully you can see how it works out. Obviously, if I hit Ziggs and Vigor 3, I think that's like the ideal situation with the Bs. I think early game there was a lot of people holding on to the B unit, so it was really hard for me to like commit to the reroll. I rolled a lot of gold on level 4. I rolled after for the BLITZCRANK 3, and then I decided to just push levels because it was Trainer Sentinels, so I needed to you know, I needed to make the rest of the board, excuse me, synergize well. I think the biggest mistake I made this game though was not itemizing Kog'Maw. I think Kog'Maw itemized would have been much better for most of the game, just because my Trainer Sentinel also had the Hunter emblem, so I was able to easily fit in Hunter, and I think Kog'Maw would have done like much better. That being said, I don't think I outcap any of these boards that are like really strong after their Trainer Sentinels. But anyways, thank you for watching, and hopefully that was an enjoyable video. See ya.